Hello everyone. Ice Hearts Part 3 is here. Let's get the date going, shall we? That's what we want to see, of course, our favorite boys going on a date. So let's enjoy that. As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who subscribe and watch these videos. You are keeping this channel alive and going. Thank you very much, and I hope you will enjoy. I still won in the end. Iwaizumi rolled his eyes and pushed a few banknotes to Matsukawa. Kyotani huffed in disbelief. Did you really bet on my dating? Matsukawa grinned at him with an expression of a proud father while he hid his newly acquired money in his wallet. Yes, and as you can see, I believed in you. Unlike someone, I had full trust in your charms. You also basically pushed him into it, so it's not really fair. He looked at Kyotani, his face softening a bit. I'm glad you did it though. Congrats. He seems like a nice guy. He is. He's interesting, for sure. Aw, I can already hear the wedding bells. When is the next date? Kyotani shrugged his arm off of his shoulders, growing quietly, which did not affect Matsukawa's grin in the slightest. It never did. Fuck off with your wedding bells. And I don't know when. We just agreed to go out. No details. Do you at least have a place in mind? Yes, but I won't tell you because you would be able to follow me there to spy and potentially ruin everything. Not happening. Iwaizumi snorted. Matsukawa held his hand to his heart, acting offended. How can you say that about me? Is this the thank you I deserve for helping you make the first step towards your future relationship? Stop with these predictions, for fuck's sake, you'll jinx it! Iwaizumi chuckled and pushed Kyotani out of the room towards the ice ring, nodding slightly towards the curling lines where KyouHaba was getting ready with his team. Don't worry about it too much. He already said yes, that's the most important part. Just be yourself and it will go well. Are you sure that's a good advice in my case? As if he felt their gazes on him, KyouHaba paused the stretching exercise and looked over to the second ring, waving shyly in their direction with a small smile on his lips. Kyotani returned the gesture after a second of hesitation, finding himself smiling back. He already said yes. That's a good start. Their practice took longer than usual, mostly because they were trying different line formation to determine who was going to play where in the first match of the season. As an ambidextrous person, Kyotani was suited for playing both on the right and left wing, even though he preferred the right. In the end, he was settled into the second line side by side with Matsukawa, who, despite his annoying personality, was one of the best and the most perceptive centers he had ever met. It was an honor to play in the same line with him, even though he would never say it out loud. He stayed behind a bit, convincing Iwaizumi and one of his other teammates to help him with the face-offs, one of the few plays he wasn't very good at. But if they were supposed to play their best, the whole team had to put in everything. Glancing up one time, he spotted KyouHaba leaning on the boards by the bench, watching them carefully. Kyotani focused on the puck, suddenly determined to show KyouHaba hockey wasn't just roughing and fights. In the end, he got his success rate up to 74%, making him smile like an idiot when he walked around KyouHaba after they finished. I didn't expect you to watch us. KyouHaba blushed, fidgeting with his fingers. It wasn't a full game, so I knew you wouldn't push each other around much. And I wanted to talk to you. Kyotani's heart dropped. Oh, did you change your mind about the date? It's fine if you did, I understand. No, that's not... I want to go out with you. I just realized we didn't talk about any details and such. His cheeks reddened a bit more. And, you still have my towel. Kyotani chuckled and let out a relieved breath. True. Come on, I should have it in my bag. Their fingers brushed when he handed the towel over, sending his heart racing, though judging by the red color of KyouHaba's face, he wasn't doing much better. He cleared his throat. So, are you free this Saturday? At about 10? I know a nice place I would like to take you to. For real this time. KyouHaba giggled. If that place isn't somewhere in the deep forest or your basement, then yes, I'm free on Saturday. Where should I arrive? I can pick you up if you want. By the train station or bus or whatever is comfortable for you. KyouHaba gave him a soft, grateful smile, enough to weaken his knees. Then, at 10 by the station, the one you took me to yesterday. I'm looking forward to it. He actually couldn't sleep properly at night. He wasn't sure if it was because he was nervous or excited, probably a bit of both. He couldn't recall when was the last time he spent so long deciding what to wear, but he had to look at least a bit presentable, therefore his usual plain jeans and hoodie were out of the question. Taking a shuddered breath, he clenched his hands a few times to stop them from shaking. Come on, it's okay. He enjoyed the last hangout and it wasn't even date yet. Which could potentially mean KyouHaba would be expecting something better now that it was a date. His phone pinged with a new message from Matsukawa, closely followed by one from Iwaizumi, both wishing him luck on the date. Kyotani chuckled, some of the tension leaving his body. It's going to be fine. He arrived about 10 minutes early and parked his car near the exit from the station. Because he didn't know where KyouHaba lived, he had no idea when his train was supposed to arrive. He just hoped he wasn't late. He startled when someone knocked on the window and sputtered when KyouHaba snickered at him. You almost gave me a heart attack! He took a deep breath to calm down his racing heart. Are you waiting for long? Oh no, I just arrived. I wanted to be a bit early, but you beat me to it. Where are we going? Surprise. KyouHaba raised his eyebrow and Kyotani had to suppress the urge to cringe, suddenly aware he maybe hadn't chosen the best place for a first date since he only had a little idea about what KyouHaba enjoyed. It's not your basement, is it? What? No! What do you think I am? Hey, I'm just careful. I won't wake up in some dark room handcuffed to a metal pipe, right? I mean, if that's what you are into. He froze, realizing too late what he just said, his face turning a pretty shade of a tomato. But KyouHaba just snorted and settled next to him in the car. No, not really. I'm too vanilla for that. Sorry if I just disappointed you. It might be you who will be disappointed. What do you even see in me? Are you okay? He snapped out of his thoughts, smiling lightly upon meeting KyouHaba's concerned gaze. Yeah, sorry. I just remembered something. Let's go, shall we? There was no way back now. Kyotani squeezed his hands on the wheel and drove towards their destination. He was going to do everything in his power to deserve another date from this. He stopped the car in an empty parking lot about one street from his target. He wasn't trying to be dramatic, he just didn't want to spend the horrendous money on parking. And the walk was short. They got out of the car and KyouHaba looked around curiously. We are not there yet. Should I close my eyes or something? No need to. It's just behind the corner. Come on. They walked around the house, and soon all kinds of colorful stalls appeared in front of them. Kyotani glanced at KyouHaba hesitantly. I figured you might like a walk since you said you like running in the parks. And there's a little festival too now, so... Do you like it? Kyohaba's eyes no less than sparkled, breaking the stone that settled over Kyotane's heart. Are you kidding? I love these! I can't believe I didn't know about this place. Can we take a look at what they sell? I want some sweets. Do they sell sweets? Kyotane chuckled, completely enamored by Kyohaba's childlike excitement. I'm sure we will find something for you. They ended up buying overpriced waffles and strawberries and chocolate, which Kyohaba devoured before Kyotane even managed to pay for them. Kyotane could never imagine he would see someone like Kyohaba, who usually acted as the glass itself, stuffing his face with chocolate like a small child. It was endearing, and Kyotane realized he was probably so deep he would need a ladder to get out. As if feeling his gaze on him, Kyohaba looked up from his food and blushed, covering his mouth. Sorry, I shouldn't act like I haven't eaten in a week. It's not a nice sight, is it? Kyotane snickered. On the contrary. Don't worry about it. We are in a park, not at some VIP banquet. And I'm kinda glad I don't have to pretend I know table manners in front of you. Kyohaba laughed, which was a sound Kyotane definitely wanted to hear more often. Even better, have it on repeat. You don't. I know I seem uptight, but I guess that's a remnant from my childhood. My parents were very strict about manners. I'm glad I'm out of there. Kyotane raised his eyebrow. So you are a rich kid? I don't mean it in a bad way. You don't act spoiled or anything. You are really nice, in fact. Kyohaba shrugged, a light pink tint covering his cheeks. I wouldn't call my parents rich. I would say middle class who wanted to look like an upper class. But I don't really care anymore. They don't want to have anything with me since I came out and said I won't take over the family business because I have my own dreams, and I'm quite content with it. I haven't seen them for 7 years and I don't miss them. Kyotane hummed, deep in thought. He couldn't imagine living in a family that he would be glad to leave behind. But apparently, some parents were really as shitty as he heard. So you gave up on your family money to fulfill your curling dream? Kyohaba's face fell a bit. Not really a curling dream back then, but... Haba-chan? Is that you? They both turned around, spotting a tall man with light brown hair waving at them. Or rather at Kyohaba. Kyotane scowled, feeling a tiny jab of jealousy in his chest when Kyohaba's face lit up. Oh, Oikawa-san, hello. I didn't expect to see you here. Wait, Oikawa? I know that name. Toru! Stop disappearing the second I turn around! Kyotane shivered a bit hearing the familiar voice of his captain, and sure enough, only a second later, he saw Iwaizumi making his way towards the man with hands full of food and plush toys. A light bulb switched on in Kyotane's head. He did in fact meet Oikawa once about 4 years ago at some team gathering where the players could bring their partners. And Iwaizumi talked about his boyfriend occasionally, praising his achievements in figure skating. But he only referred to him as Toru at those moments. Iwaizumi raised his eyebrow when he noticed them and nodded in greeting. I see I could have wished you good luck personally. Hello, Kyotane. He then turned to Oikawa and pushed some of the things to his chest. And you hold these. They are yours anyway. I'm not your personal carrier. But Hajime... No, carry it yourself. Meanie. Kyotane rolled his eyes. Some things never changed apparently. He leaned closer to Kyohaba, who looked like he was royally amused. You know him? Oikawa gave him a bright smile. Of course. Haba-chan and I were rivals for several years. All in the spirit of competition, no bad blood. Or at least I hope so. Wait. Kyohaba smiled. Oh, you were far better than me, even back then. We didn't stand a chance for the first place when you competed. Wait. Surprised, shocked, and impressed all at once, he turned back to KyouHaba. Does that mean you used to be a figure skater? Yes, and he was great too. He's just exaggerating about the competition. KyouHaba blushed, and Iwaizumi smacked Oikawa's head, lightly pushing him towards the center of the park. Stop speaking for others. I'm sorry, you two. I'll lead him away. Enjoy your date. Wait, date? Why didn't you tell me? Iwaizumi pushed him forward again. Because you are obnoxious when it comes to other people's relationships. Now, move. I want to see if they have that Godzilla plushie from the ad. Such a brute, Hajime. Yotani watched them leave with raised eyebrows. Oikawa was certainly something. He no longer doubted why Iwaizumi was chosen as the team captain. Not that he ever doubted him before. Well, that was unexpected. Yotani blinked, returning to reality. KyouHaba was playing with the stick from the strawberries, a small smile on his lips, but Kyotani noticed a tension in his shoulders that wasn't there before. So when you said you had dreams, you meant figure skating? KyouHaba nodded, snapping the stick in half. I wanted to skate since I was 5. My parents thought it was just some phase, but because it looked good, they allowed me to practice. How did you end up on a curling team then? He regretted asking the very second the words left his mouth. KyouHaba sighed. I just didn't feel it anymore, you know? You shouldn't do something you don't enjoy. He shook his head and smiled, a bit more happily now. Can we try some games now? I feel lucky today. Yotani wanted to ask further. Why didn't he enjoy skating anymore, or why curling of all things, but stopped himself in time. The subject was obviously hard for KyouHaba, and he didn't want to make him even more uncomfortable than now. He wanted KyouHaba to have a great time, not relive old pains. And so he threw away the coasters and nodded towards the various stalls with certainly rigged festival games. Wanna try who gets more points in throwing the hoops? He rejoiced, seeing the competitive fire igniting in KyouHaba's eyes again. Bring it on, you'll regret challenging me. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. I'm being very slow with Ice Hearts updates, I know. I'm trying my best, okay? It's not as easy as it sounds to take something written for AO3 and put it into the chat form. It's harder than it looks and sounds, okay? But I'm trying my best. So part 4 coming sometime this week, I guess. I hope. We will see. If you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time.